And new here at 10, the man that you see here smoking from a meth pipe is in a surveillance video, and he's now in prison for stealing from elderly people who trusted him with their money for prepaid funerals. Now, you may remember Toby Pauly. He was first angering taxpayers when surveillance cameras at a local casino captured the elected official lighting a meth pipe inside of a hearse. Shortly after his 2015 arrest in that case, Pauly resigned from the Ray County coroner job and pleaded guilty.
As KCTV5's Emily Rittman shows us, investigators discovered he also preyed on the vulnerable and defrauded more than 100 funeral home customers. Emily?
The families of many of Toby Pauly's victims didn't know they had been ripped off until the time came to lay their loved one to rest. During the grieving process, that's when they learned the money that they paid in advance was gone. Toby Pauly had no clue. Argosy casino cameras recorded him as he flicked his lighter to smoke methamphetamine inside his hearse. A Riverside police officer told Pauly what those cameras captured inside an interview room.
You know, their cameras are good. They are very good.
Pauly was caught smoking meth inside the same hearse he was trusted to use to transport his deceased customers.
Temptation got me on that one. I just had to... Well, we'll talk about it. Okay.
Once inside the interview room, Pauly not only confessed to using the drug, but he also admitted he had another problem.
I'm in debt $1 million, and that's going to shoot me down.
They grew up on the same farm.
Customer Earl Hirschman was unaware of Pauly's drug use or debt. Earl prepaid for his own funeral at one of Pauly's funeral homes to make sure his kids weren't burdened with any costs.
A funeral can just about wipe a family out.
Earl found out Pauly, seen here in handcuffs, had other plans and spent his money.
I think they ought to just put him away and throw the key away. That's what I think.
Earl wants Pauly to know
Doors that open up.
He took hard-earned money from a retired welder who spends his savings on building dollhouses and fire stations for children in need.
And he don't have nothing. He don't have anything. So how's he going to pay all this back?
Pauly pleaded guilty to 5 counts of financial exploitation of the elderly. According to court records, investigators believe he defrauded 112 funeral home customers, including Donna T. Sands.
It's evil. What he did was evil.
Donna's father, a World War II veteran, left her mother with a pension. Her mother used the money to prepay for her own funeral. When her mother needed the services she paid for, the money was gone.
They had told us that she probably wouldn't last through the night, so we were there. And she passed away early that morning.
While grieving their loss, Donna and her family had to scramble to pay for her mother's funeral service a second time.
You're bouncing from the one shock of losing your last parent, and then you're hit with that. So it's very painful. It was like a double whammy.
Pauly's victims don't think he'll serve his full 9-year sentence or ever pay them back. The court ordered him to pay more than $370,000 in restitution.
We joke about it. We talk about meeting each other for a candy bar after we get our restitution.
Some financial experts do not recommend prepaying for a funeral because funeral companies can change ownership or they can even suddenly close their doors. But if you decide you do want to prepay, it's important to make sure that your money is there when you need it. We have a few tips for you. To protect your family, do your research before choosing a funeral home. You will also want to verify your money is going where it is supposed to go by asking for written verification from the insurance company or financial institution to make sure your money has been appropriately deposited. And now we know that planning for a funeral can be very difficult even without worrying about fraud. That's why we have even more resources for you over on our website, KCTV5.com. Reporting from Richmond, Emily Rittman, KCTV5 News.